She's a diva with a destiny, got purpose and zest, you see. Books, business, and accessories. She walks in favor and she's blessed indeed. She keeps her head and her heels high, and her limit soars beyond the sky. If it's purpose she's pushing, you've tuned in with Table Talk with the Diva. Why? Join in, it might free up. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in. The enemy he's trapped won't win. For God has given you vision, and in the end you shall win. Hey. Table Talk with the Diva. Why? Join in, it might free up. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in.
Well, good evening, and welcome back to Table Talk with the Diva. I am your coach, your author, and the fabulous diva, of course, Arthur Pierre Collins. Super excited to be back at the table with you. Welcome back to season number 10. It's been 5 years. We do 2 seasons per year, and I'm elated that God has chosen me for such an assignment as this. I'm so excited. We have missed you. We take our little break during the summer times, and so I miss, popping on, being at your living room table or at your kitchen table or just sitting in the living room with Ray and Pookie and all of them. Honey, I've missed you all tremendously. But nevertheless, we are back to finish out what we started. So I'm super excited. Can't wait to hear all the new things that are happening in this season. We have beautiful guests that are coming on. Some some you will be introduced to, but on this platform, it's where it goes down. We believe in sharing and caring. So with that being said, super excited if you have a story, because we all have one. So I don't want you sitting around waiting to soar, waiting for permission, waiting to be affirmed. Girl, you don't need anyone's approval. All you need is God's approval and affirming in you and who you are and whose you are. And that's all that it takes. Know that your story was not built to break you, but to build you. So on today, super excited to welcome you back to Table Talk with the Diva. I am so looking forward to this exciting interview. Today we have a beautiful group of young people that are moving in their destiny into purpose. And today they're going to be on the screen chatting it up about elementals into the zone. So with that being said, I want you to fasten your seatbelts and get ready, because they'll be coming on television shows and movie screens. It's all coming, but we can't wait to hear from them. So I need you to get ready. Make sure you do me a favor and tag, like, and share the episode, because remember, sharing is caring. I'm your diva, and I want nothing but a good life, healthy mind, and good vibes. So if you are on that train, girl, we can chat it up. But if not, any negativity, there's no space in my circle for that. So I am only for the positive. So if you are positive, then we can talk about it. Remember, I'm your diva. We're going to go ahead and welcome the team back into the broadcast. Super excited about just hearing what they have to say. So we're going to move forward into this phenomenal conversation. Welcome, elementals, into the zone. Today. Well, good evening.
Hi.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
How you doing?
Good.
Doing good.
Great. Wonderful. It's so great to see you. I pray everyone is doing well.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right. So we're going to get this show on the road, and let someone correct me for the correct title of Imperials into the Zone. Is that correct?
It's elementals into the zone.
Elementals. I said, help me. And you did. Elementals into the zone. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. Well, I don't want to say it wrong, but I'm super excited to hear the amazing story, the backstory of what's going on, what is to come, who is who's playing whomever. So let's start with the writer and the producer of the cast. Would you be so kind to introduce your team?
Yes. So first, I'll introduce myself. My name is Jaquan JT Morningstar. As you said, I am executive producer, director, and writer for this project. Then next, I have Deanna. She is actually one of our cast members as well as one of our producers. Then we have Nicole Barnes, who is one of our co-writers on this project. And then finally, we have the great Jamay, who is our production manager on this project.
Awesome. Okay, so everybody seems to be some very important roles here. So I'm looking forward to hearing who you are. So if you would, producer, do you want to give a little backdrop before they get started? Or maybe you can kind of bring us up to speed so that we can start to chat with each one. I'll ask the question, and of course, it will be a guided flow. So once I ask one of you, whoever will answer first, then the next one can tell exactly who they are, your role, and then I'll move on to the next question. So if you want to kind of get started with a little bit, just give them an idea of what we're talking about.
Yes, definitely. So it's ironic. About a year ago today, actually, was the first time we were on your podcast, and we were originally promoting this project as Elemental's Battle of the Gods, which was going to be our first season. Over the past year, things have changed. We've made a lot of progress in the project, and we're happy to announce that we will now be doing our first movie, which is titled Elementals Into the Zones.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. The project itself, as we said before, is heavily built on mythology. So that's Greek, Egyptian, Norse, stories of King Arthur, and all the things that we grew up learning and loving. And bringing it all together with the help of Nicole. I've been doing a lot of writing, revisions, and building together the best script that we could possibly build to bring this project on. Deanna has been an amazing producer, really stepping up and putting the best foot forward to help us plan stuff, reach out and do everything we need to do to make this project the best. And I know me, myself, and our cast can never thank Jamay enough for everything that he's came onto this project and did. He's moved mountains, literally and metaphorically, for us to get this project done, and we appreciate that. So I'll let him say his piece to add a little bit to what I've said.
Okay. What's going on, Mr. Jacque? How are you today, sir?
Hey, everyone. My name is Jamay. I am the production manager for this project. I believe I'm about 2 months in. Jumped in and took the ball running. We worked some things with JT, guided JT to promote Deanna. I didn't think she was just an actress for this project. She did so much more, and I wanted to give her her accolades and her flowers because she is very talented, but also very business savvy. My goal for the project is to elevate, promote it, and take it to the next level. I've been in the game for about 20 years. I've done everything from photography, design to management, and this is just another one of my passions. So I wanted to bring the elementals into the new century. I wanted to give it something worth fighting for and give everyone a chance to really acknowledge and love the elementals.
Wow, that's powerful in itself. Great introduction on who you are and what your goals and your plans are for the upcoming work that is coming forward. That is awesome. And I totally agree with Deanna in regards to what you said about her because she is very multi-talented and
modest.
Yeah, very modest. Very modest, but she is a phenomenal person. So I'm super excited for her and all that is to come. And I just believe that the best is yet to come for each one of you. So thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate that. All right, Queen D, let's hear from you.
Hi everyone. My name is Deanna Elise. I play Dawn, which is the Egyptian sun princess queen. How we want to put that?
Very nicely.
All the above.
All the above.
All of the above.
But I'm also a producer on the movie now. Honestly, this project has just always held such a deep place in my heart, just because the first time I heard about the project, JT and I were sitting on set in background, just like chit-chatting it up, not paying attention. And that's kind of where this whole thing started and the love for it started, because he was so excited about it. He made me excited about it. Watching the rest of the cast get excited, it's been absolutely crazy.
Wow. That's good. That's
also,
good.
Thank you guys for what you said. Oh my God.
That is beautiful. Beautiful. And I'll tell you something else, when God gives you something and other people can really visualize it, see it before they see it, before it's actually on screen or on stage, it is a beautiful and I think a very powerful thing. So when JT, when you brought it to Deanna or shared whomever you shared it was first your vision of what you'd like to see happen. And as she said, she got excited and y'all was just chatting it up before you knew it. It's like, here we are. And so that's a powerful thing that God can, burst something like that inside of you and other people can jump on and become such a vital part of what you're doing. Now it's not about you, not that it was ever about you, but I'm saying it's your vision. Now it's everyone's vision that is a part of the community in which you call your cast. So I think that's really good and powerful. So that means it's something strong. And I keep hearing screen, and I think the other John May. John May, I think you were very clear and saying, you want to see it to the end and how you are planning to jump in. You were able to jump in and just run with it, especially being 2 months in. So it didn't take you any time to grab a hold of the vision and you're running with it. So I think that's powerful.
Yes. As a visionary, you have to be very careful with other people's dreams. So the most important thing for me first was to sit down with JT and figure out, okay, what is your goal? Where do you want to take this? Right. And then as I began to invest my time into the project, I began to see his vision. And the one thing that God gifted me with was foresight. So I was able to see where this can go, but also push Deanna. Now, I'll tell you the truth. Deanna didn't want no title. She didn't want no title. She fought me.
Just let me done.
AT was like, she don't want that. I don't care what she wants. She gonna get that.
That's it.
I hate to do it, and I love Deanna, but I had to call and pull the director card, and I was like, nah, you're gonna be the director. I was like, this isn't do you want to do it? This is what's happening now. You're now a producer. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there was nothing else I could say.
We were on set. We were on set getting ready to do a shoot. And Deanna, you're a producer now. She said, okay.
The stuff that you did. So yeah, that's a good thing. So you're definitely, I believe, the fit for the cast because you're seeing further what she's seeing from the writer himself. The part he may have given it this down, he implemented you to be a part. So now you're stretching them all. I'm sure he's stretching them all. And so that's a good thing. That's a good thing because I tell you, I'm a playwright, I'm a stage playwright, and also an author. And so even in me writing my stage play, I brought another gentleman on, which by the name of Donald Gray. Donald Gray was phenomenal. And Donald said, your story is so impactful and it's going to bless the world. He said, but I want to add some color. And so when he said that, at first I kind of got it. I'm like, what you mean add some color? Like, I already wrote my story. He said, yeah, you wrote the story, but now God has added me to this cast. And so now we're going to add some color to it. And when he did that, just different things that he added, and it was like minor, not major, but just minor, but it made such a difference. It made such a difference because all 4 shows, every last one was a standing ovation, and I was blown away because I'm thinking, well, I didn't think about that part. I did do this, but I did that. So y'all come in and make it do what it really is supposed to do. So I applaud. And that's right. I applaud.
They do like I deal with the same thing. Roland's like, oh, this show is good. Then it's one scene. I ain't gonna talk too much on it. That
talk about it.
I was bullied. I would take this to the grave and say I was bullied into this scene. They was like, don't worry about it. You ain't gotta write it. Call our co-write it. They was like, don't worry about it. Call the co-writer. We'll have her write it. Literally, again, on set, getting ready for another photo shoot. We called, Nicole and was like, hey, this is the scene they want to write. Can you write it? She wrote the same night. And I was like, God, I don't want to do this, but I trust them. It's a different side to than when I was expecting it to be. But when they sat down with me and talked about the importance of it and how it's going to reflect, I was like, okay, I get it. I understand it, but I would still continue to say I was bullied into it.
And I will say,
That's
like
your
with this
story, and you're gonna
project,
do it.
um, I will say with this project, a lot of topics that are talked about are they're underlying topics that go with a lot of people's lives. Like, how do I put it without saying it for real? There's just like a lot of things that people are afraid to talk about are mentioned. And I feel like that's easily the best way to put that one.
I would put it like this, like as a writer, I've never shied away from anything. So we talk about grieving, we talked about relationships, sexuality, discovery. It's really something that, like she said, everybody would have a piece that they could watch. It's like, I went through that. I understand that, and it's never shown in that way. And I appreciate, especially Deanna and Jamie, being able to bring personal experiences and open up with our cast and talk about those things that for us to be able to put it the best way we could possibly do it so that we're representing it not only well, but properly.
I hear that. That's really good. Now,
this is Nicole. This is our co-writer. If she'd like to introduce herself completely.
welcome, Nicole.
I'm Nicole Barnes. I am a co-writer on this project. Okay. I'm really excited to be on this project. Actually, I've been on this project since the project was a thought. Before the project, it was a bookmark. And
cool.
I have like high expectations for this because I love writing. Writing is my passion, and I love being dramatic. And when they called me and forced me to do that scene, I automatically like, yes, because I can be extra and dramatic. And I heard they love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone loved it. Our first February, the cast was like, okay. I was like, okay, you know what? Again, bullet into the scene, but they loved it. I love it. If you like it, I love it. Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
There we go.
Let me go on and put it on the record.
For you all, this is for everybody. This is for everybody. I think now Deanna probably would relate to what he was saying. They were able to bring it because I wanted to ask, how does it relate to your physical, your life? But you mentioned about grieving and maybe betrayal, and it's something that everybody has probably experienced in their lifetime once or twice, or maybe quite a few. Does any one of you feel like I can't really relate to anything that what's being portrayed out in the movie or the series, the TV show?
Honestly, I feel like every character is so well developed and every character has so much room for an actor to really play around with. There's no way for someone to not be able to connect to at least one character in this movie.
Makes sense. Okay.
For me, let's be real honest. I didn't force anyone to write this particular scene. I can speak from experience because I'm still quite going through grief after losing someone. So I told JT, it makes sense to make this scene happen because you're going to see the other side of grief that everyone is ashamed to talk about, but it's very much transparent. So when I began to cram the information down his throat, that's when he realized. And Dan was like, you know what, you're right. It needs to happen. Granted, we have Deanna in the scene and we have another character who is well known in the industry portraying this other character. It makes sense to have these two be in the scene. It does help that they're both very much attractive, but it makes sense because it brings out not only the eye candy, but the emotion because you're enjoying the scene, but you're like, wow, that was really powerful. So you'll get the context, but you'll also get the foreshadowing.
Right. Okay.
Still bullied.
You are not.
Take it into the grave. No.
Okay. The wheels fall off. You were bull.
Mm-hmm. All the
More
way.
questions. Yes. Okay. All right. So what is one of the most I guess exciting part for you, Nicole? I know you said you were there when it was just a thought. So that says a lot. So what is the most exciting part for you in all of this? Everything that has transpired thus far.
I love when people ask me stuff like this. The most exciting part is basically getting to meet
Please.
new energies, new people, putting my creativity and mixing it with other people's creativity. Um, just a new opportunity, really, because I've been writing since I was a little girl, since I was stealing copy paper from my grandma after she told me not to, and making my own
Okay.
little books and stuff. So I knew I wanted to be a writer since I was like 3 feet tall. So I'm
Wow.
very excited. I'm looking forward to the success with them.
That is awesome. Let's talk about, I guess, and I did send Deanna a couple of little notes, but let's talk about maybe some things that you could share with new people that are wanting to come into this life that you all are actually living on a day-to-day basis. Someone that wants to be an actress or an actor and they have no experience, they have no idea, the long hours, what it takes. They have no clue. They just know that they watch something on TV and it's like, do that. What would be a couple of things you could think on the top of your head that you would share with them that should happen or what they need to do?
For me, my biggest note I would tell anyone is you have to ditch any expectations you have at the door. Simply because it's a lot. You never know who you're gonna meet. Sometimes you're expecting something to happen the same day. It's 6 months later before you get that call and be like, "Hey, we're doing it." Deanna could attest to it. Even with this project, like we talked about it about 4 years ago, and then I called her. I was like, out of the blue, I know she looked at her phone. Was like, "Who just calling me?" And I was like, "Hey, you ready to do this project?" She was like, "Sure, let's go." So it takes time sometimes, but when God has that plan for where you need to go at, it may not be in your time, but it's always on time.
On the money with that. So I totally agree. I totally agree with that. Next person.
For me,
Yes.
I'd say take the leap. What you're gonna get a no. Sometimes we're so afraid of no's that we never take the chance. A no is just a response. Try again until you get the better response. If you don't get the better response, try it again. Sometimes we hold ourselves back because of family, friends, loved ones, naysayers, and what are people going to think? Forget them. You don't know what your destiny holds until you take that leap.
Oh, that's good.
It's within the leap that you know your own bounds.
That is good.
Sometimes we pray for something to happen,
Mm-hmm.
but the word says faith without work is dead.
Yeah.
So that is the context. Okay, I want to be a model. I want to be an actress. I want to be a writer. Leap.
That's good. That is good right there. You got to put forward action with the words because you can speak it all day long, but if you are not implementing action behind the words,
Yes.
absolutely nothing. So nothing from nothing leaves nothing. So I totally agree. Great response. Someone else. What?
I will 100% say be okay with hearing no. You have to understand with this industry, all of this, it's an opinion. Sometimes people are going to like you, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're going to love you, sometimes they're going to absolutely hate you. Understand that how do I put this? I personally, I'm not a cup of water. I'm not a cup of tea. I am not somebody's cup of tea. I'm a shot of whiskey. Either you're going to understand it, you can take it, or you can't.
That's it. That's
I
it.
feel like that's one of the biggest things you can understand here. So you have to have tough skin, and you have to understand that you are you and nobody else can be you. Sometimes you can get it, sometimes you won't. And it's okay. You're going to take that L like a champ and you're going to keep it pushing.
Oh, that's it. That's it. And at the end of the day, you'll get the W because that's what it's about. So life lessons, it only comes to make it. It never breaks us. It only builds us. So yeah, I totally agree.
The main advice I would give to somebody as a writer, being headstrong and don't like being told what to do, it'd be sometimes you would have to listen and like let somebody else teach you instead of going in head first. Because that was my biggest issue. whatever I said was my idea, that was my idea, and nobody was gonna change it. But I had to realize that other ideas can also create a better idea as well. So you could have tough skin, but you can't have too tough of a mentality because it's gonna.
That's the difference between passion and arrogance.
Mm-hmm. There we go. There is a difference. Major. Totally agree. Major difference. Because they can be all wrong as I'll get up and they're still saying, well, my idea is it just works best and it's not the perfect fit, but because it's their idea, it has to be right. So that's arrogance. It's like, girl, listen, it's not flowing. It doesn't make sense. This can't happen without this happening. But because she thought of it, then she wants it that way. That's not going to go far. That's not going to go far. So I commend. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Oh, I was going to say, that's like one of the things, biggest thing with this project. Like, even though as much as I'm going to keep saying it, I was forced into it. But that's just be like Terry said, being a writer, being open to those possibilities. Like, yes, I have it. And they know I am passionate about this project, my baby. I'm put everything into it. But I always tell our actors and our cast is like, hey, bring it to me. I will only say no 1 out of 10 times. But outside that, it's like, okay, I get it. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, makes sense. Is there anything you'd like to share before we start wrapping it up and telling me what? First of all, I need to know how soon are we looking at seeing the final finale of all that you're doing right now? Because I know you're spending a lot of time, a lot of hours devoting to the project. So where are we before it is actually released to the world?
I'll leave that to our production manager to announce.
Okay.
I am eyeing final project to be done by no later than summer of 25, early as spring of 25. I'm not in it just to do something quick, fast, and in a hurry. We expect a blessing like that, but I'm not in it for this project to be quick, fast, and a hurry. If I see fit that we need to take more time in combat training, rehearsing our lines and everything, getting the right people, recasting people, because I'm not afraid to recast. I'm not. I want this project to be top tier A1, so that way the audience and the fans and the people that are waiting for this project, they get something worthwhile. So we go into filming the first half of the project slated for the end of the year, and we're gonna pick it back up at the beginning of the year to get both sides of the script filmed, and then editing is a process. So I'm really thinking about late spring, midsummer.
Okay. That is awesome. So I know you talk with a lot of experience. So are there any movies that you've done that you've assisted, maybe co-directing, co-writing, or co-producing? Have you done, who have you worked with?
Well, I am a published author and writer and poet. I wrote for Essence. I wrote for Vogue magazine. I've interviewed lots of celebrities.
Okay.
I wrote my own book, co-wrote my own book with my mom called Leaning on Faith. I've had my own docuseries. The name of the book is called Leaning on Faith. I wrote it with my mom.
Lean on Faith.
Yes. Then I produced my own docuseries called Fat Isn't Me, which kind of showcased a lot of stereotypes in the plus size and heavyweight community. I did a documentary series called Faces of Darkness, which showcased a lot of the darkness and undertones of depression and suicide in the African American community. So I've done a little bit of everything over the last 20 years.
Okay, awesome. Okay, that is awesome. Are you familiar with Donna Gray?
Yes.
You are? Okay. What about Terrence Cotton? I just thought about, because if you're in the industry like that, you would know some of these people.
Familiar with them, haven't been in the same circle, but familiar with them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because they do quite a bit.
You said Terrence Cotton?
I did.
Yes, he goes to my church. He's like my goddad.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Okay. Yeah, he has a powerful journey as well. Great testimony. Great testimony. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Well, all right then. Are there any final comments you'd like to leave? Is there a website or a link or something you could tell or put in the chat so they know how to follow?
So we have an Instagram. Our Instagram is the Elemental Universe. That's our name on all platforms. And we link everything all together. We post consistently to be able to see character photo shoots. We have a few more coming up later on this month that we'll be releasing footages from table reads. TikTok has a lot of challenges. Some of the cast members decide to jump on and we have a little bit of fun. Some people are better than others. I ain't gonna call out no names, but don't put me in a room. Don't have me do it. Yeah, nah.
Oh wow.
No beat, no rhythm, no nothing. But we have fun. I'm thankful for everybody that's on this project, the work we put in, and I'm really just genuinely excited to showcase what this world could be like. If I really cannot put a simple description on what this project could be. As we already said, we touch on all kinds of topics. You get the drama, the grief, the emotions, but at the same time, you also get that action, battles between love, friends, family, and getting to watch it build, fall, and build. So I'm just really excited to let everybody see that and watch that journey and be a part of it with us.
You should be. This is awesome. I'm super excited to hear and get a little first backhand information before it actually is completely released. And I totally agree with you, the director, as far as not rushing it, being passionate about what you're birthing, because your baby, no one is going to carry it the way that you carry it. So it is definitely important. And so you've been assigned to or hired to do a certain job, and it sounds like you're doing an excellent job at that. So you're not being intimidated by, as you say, the time or putting a rush on it, or he's the writer or he's the producer, but I'm the director. So we have two different roles. And sometimes we may not always agree, and we bump heads. And I'm speaking from experience with a number of things. I did the movie Queen years ago, and it's a sequence of roots. And of course, we had our way, and they hired 13 models from the agency that I was with, and we were all in the institution part. But I saw how the extra director, the casting director, this director, they were bumping heads, and I mean in front of us. It was horrible. And of course, I wasn't really involved or into it as much as I would be today, because I've done so much and I know a little bit more. But back then, I'm thinking, this is ridiculous. They are carrying on like it was like kids. So I've seen, some of that on the backside. In this particular movie, Danny Glover, Ozzie Davis, Halle Berry, Jasmine Guy, Paul Winfield, and Anne Margaret. They all were in this movie, and so it was a phenomenal thing to see and watch and be a part of it, just as an extra. But it was beautiful to see it.
I think me, Jamie, and Deanna haven't run into any of that yet, and hopefully not ever. We seem to mesh really well together. Know how to communicate, and all know that we're here for the same thing and have the same goal. So it's like we'll joke about it and be like, nah, yeah, we ain't gonna do that. And I would say, like I said, I would still say it. I was bullied, but it's always bullied in a good way.
He gonna hold on to that. I was bullied. He can't no more.
I'm telling you, I promise you, 6 years later, we're gonna be here again, and they was gonna be like, "What were you still bullied into that scene?" Yup, it was a good scene. Y'all loved it. I was still bullied into it though.
He was bullied, but I was.
Force is crazy. Because she was excited. I was like, oh yeah, this seemed like, oh yeah, I could do that. Oh, I could. How dramatic y'all want it? But she was forced though. She was all for it.
This is awesome. Okay, well, it sounds like you are definitely a match made in heaven. I'm super excited for you all. Can't wait to see this project completely coming to fruition, and so excited for each one of you. And I pray that every one of you, this won't be your last project, but you'll continue to do things, even if it's not. I pray you're together for a long haul, but even if it's not, continue to do what your passion and purpose is most about. So whatever you're passionate about, most of the time, it is your purpose. So stick to it and continue to move forward. Okay. And I think we're going to bring it to a close, but I want to say thank you all for the opportunity to share with me. And sorry, but I did not want to cancel because I had obstacles coming at me throughout this entire day. And I was like, Lord, I don't think I need to do this today. I don't want to reschedule. And then I got some traveling coming really soon. And I said, I've got other projects that I've got to do. So I didn't want to prolong it any longer, but it has been truly amazing chatting with you all, hearing how excited it's going to be, and even just the rehearsal and the practice and how you've been bullied into doing certain things, and now it's coming out and working for your good. So God knows how to do it, and he matches us up perfectly without any blemish when it is from him. So I congratulate and applaud each one of you and all that you're doing. And so we look forward to hearing good news.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
More than you. Y'all amazing. Hey, thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, it is time for us to say goodbye for now. So excited, super excited about the conversation that we've had today. I am so thrilled. Can't wait to see all of this, his vision come to fruition. It is something when God gives you something to birth and you are able to see it on the screen or on the stage or in a book. Girl, listen, God is waiting on you to do the same. I'm super excited. So tune in for another episode of Table Talk with the Diva. We have some surprises coming again for the remaining of 2024. And I am so thankful for this opportunity to be in the living room with you. Make sure you tag, share, and like the episode. Follow me or follow us on YouTube at Arthur Pierre Collins, the Destiny Shader. Almost forgot my own name. Listen, it is time to go. So I am so grateful for you all. Remember, Michelle Obama says it best. I can't wait to see you soar. So no matter what they say, no matter how hard it looks, no matter how hard you think it is, know that you can rise to the top. It doesn't matter how hard you fall. As long as you get back up and continue to soar to the top. I will see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. I am the fabulous Diva, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. Goodbye for now.
She's a diva with a destiny, got purpose and zest, you see. Books, business, and accessories. She walks in favor and she's blessed indeed. She keeps her head and her heels high, and her limit soars beyond the sky. If it's purpose she's pushing, you've tuned in with Table Talk with the Diva. Why? Join in, it might free ya. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in. The enemy's trap won't win. For God has given you vision, and in the end you shall win. Hey. Table Talk with the Diva. Why? Join in, it might free ya. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in.